Hello. Today we're going to rotisserie a chicken. This is like a 5.5-pound broiler fryer. It has been brining overnight in a solution that was made from, it's about 5 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, a few bay leaves, some just mixed poultry, like herby seasoning, maybe 10 black peppercorns, and maybe 10 allspice berries. So now that it's been brining, we need to get it out of this bag, out of the brine, rinse it really quick, dry it off, and then we're going to give it a super drying in front of this fan. Okay, our brined chicken is rinsed and patted dry with paper towels. I rinse it just very quickly. You can see there's still some herbs stuck to the side. I don't rinse the inside at all. I'm just trying to knock the salt level down a little bit so that when we add our seasoning on the outside, it's not overly salty. And then we just pat it dry. Most of the drying is going to be done by this fan. I'm going to leave the bird in front of the fan for about 40 minutes. So it'll be 10 minutes this way, and then I will rotate it 180 degrees, 10 minutes that way. Then I will flip the whole thing over, and I will do the same thing again to get it dry on all sides. The goal here is to make sure that the skin cooks up nicely and isn't too soggy in the rotisserie. From a food safety standpoint, you'll notice I don't have anything in front of the chicken here. It's a big empty space, so I'm not going to be blowing raw chicken juice everywhere. It's even better if you can do this if you get like a cold garage or a patio. That would be even a little bit better, but this is how I have been doing it. Works fine, no problems. So now I will just turn the fan on and set a timer for the first period of 10 minutes. The chicken has been in front of the fan for 40 minutes. Like I said, I've been rotating it. It's not completely dry, but it is quite a bit drier than it was. And it is ready to go now. So the next 2 steps are to season it, and we're going to want to put seasoning all over it, including inside. So we're going to have to get, in these crevices between the wings and under the legs, and we're going to flip it over and season all that. I like to use this Penzey's Northwoods fire seasoning. There's also a Northwoods version, which isn't as spicy. It's got chipotle pepper, black pepper, salt, some herbs, lots of paprika. It's really good. And we're going to want to use a lot of it, which is one of the reasons that we rinsed off the brine, because it's going to add some salt. So after that's done, we are going to truss the bird. So we need some butcher's twine, and we're going to truss it in 2 places. We're going to tie the back, sort of the ankles, I guess, of the legs together to make things a little bit tighter. And then we're going to wrap a piece of twine around to hold the wings in. You can see this one already has the little wing tips removed. I usually don't do that. It doesn't really matter. You can do it if you want. It doesn't make a difference. But the idea is, since this is going to cook over an open fire, if these wings or legs can flop down closer to the flame than, say, the breast, they're going to cook a lot differently. And in fact, they're going to burn. So we're going to truss it to prevent that from happening once we're done with the seasoning. Okay, it's time to light the grill, the rotisserie. Inside of my Weber, 22-inch Kettle grill, I've got the rotisserie attachment attached to my Ego battery with a power inverter to power it, which works really well, so I don't have to get extension cords out. I've got an aluminum drip pan as close to the center as I could get to catch the dripping so they don't start a fire. And then I've got this is 2/3 to 3/4 a chimney of charcoal briquettes. And I am going to light basically the rest of a chimney's worth of briquettes over here with a paraffin tablet. Once those are started, I'm going to pour them on top of these coals, and I'm going to let that burn for quite a while until it's all gray and really steady. And then this is actually a wood fire cook, so I'm going to put hickory on top, and once that is burning pretty well, that's what we'll put on the chicken on the spit and start the rotisserie. So for now, I'm going to light up my paraffin tablet, and then I will add those lit coals over here. Forgive the Roomba in the background, but maybe you can hear it. Our bird, our chicken, is seasoned and trussed, And we've got a little bit to go while the coals heat up. So for now, we're just going to put this in the refrigerator. And then when the grill is ready, we will put the spit in this and we'll get it cooking. Okay, our coals have been burning for a half hour. The ones on the inside are pretty gray. The ones on the outside are still a little bit black. That's okay. It's going to burn down some more. So let's grab ourselves a piece of wood. We've got hickory here. Throw that right onto the fire. And that'll be good for now. We'll probably have to add a little bit more later. But just one for now. We'll put the lid back on. And it's been running hot so far. We're targeting about 350. I know it's tough to see, but we've been at about 500. It says 400 now. So we're going to close it down a little bit more. It's already like 80% closed. But close it down a little bit more to try to slow down the burn. And we'll let this keep going for maybe another 20-30 minutes. Make sure the temperature is where we want it to be. And then we will put the chicken on. The hickory wood has been heating for about, oh, cat, come on now, Hammer, no. The hickory wood has been heating for about, sorry about that, about 20 minutes now. So I've put the chicken on the spit. We try to center it from left to right. I like to slip the spit itself straight through the cavity and through the neck hole, and then use the forks to actually plunge into the meat to hold it in place. Now for temperature monitoring, we're going to use this meter. Not my favorite temperature tool. Actually, this is a meter plus. I prefer my ThermoWorks equipment. I just think it's easier to use and more trustworthy. But it has a bunch of wires, and that's very bad for the rotisserie. So the meter is wireless, so we're going to use that. So you pull it from the base, and we look for the green light. There we go. And now we're just going to stick this into the thickest part of the breast, and we will take the chicken outside and we'll put it on the rotisserie. Okay, things are looking really good out here. We've got the chicken on the spit. Our fire looks like it's calmed down a bit. We'll power up the battery here, then turn on the rotisserie. You can see it's rotating, and we'll throw the lid on, and we're going to expect about a 90-minute cook here, give or take probably 20 minutes. The fire was a little bit low. Again, we're shooting for 350. It was a little low when I came out here, so I'm going to open this back up a touch, just a little bit, and we'll check on it in the meter app every few minutes, and hopefully it'll stabilize at about 350. So again, it should be about 350 degrees for 90 minutes if everything works out well. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and the temperature's low, 287, which is, I like it to be low rather than high to start with. Easier to heat it back up, so we'll kick the vent open a little bit more, and we'll check again in another 5 minutes. Okay, our chicken has hit 160, so we're calling that done. Turn on the headlight. You can see it's pretty dark, but it looks good. Actually, it looks really delicious. Turn off the rotisserie here and the power, and we will take this off the rotisserie and we'll put it onto a cutting board. Then we'll cover it and we'll rest it for about 10 minutes. Here's our finished chicken. Looks delicious. It's upside down right now. The breast side is down. And now it's time to carve this thing and make our sandwiches for dinner. Thank you for watching.